Some corny ass. Welcome to the Comic Rewind.
I mean, we might have to start doing some
We're
shit like
gonna
that.
have to do some shit soon if we're trying to actually make this legitimate. But welcome to another week, episode number 2,
Silver Age again.
Silver
Volume
Age,
2.
and
With
we're about
the
to get the
whack
fuck out.
fucking writing.
Oh man,
All right, so
Shit.
All right, hold on. Before we start, what was your favorite issue?
well, hold on. We gotta tell people what we read, right? Like,
I mean, sure.
but favorite issue as in what? Of what we just read?
Yeah, what we just read.
I mean, none of it. Quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Oh, I mean, you gotta.
I mean,
you gotta
annual
pick a
two.
favorite.
Well, the
I got a
annual
clear favorite.
2,
Yeah, I
annual
was
2
gonna
is
say annual 2.
was a decent origin, which is
Yeah.
why I said we annual 2 is probably the only thing that we needed to read.
Yeah,
That
I
was
didn't
like
hate- I
the
didn't hate
least
number.
corny.
I didn't hate number 5.
What is number 5? What happened to number 5?
Where
Remind me.
they go back to like Blackbeard and
Oh
shit.
god, dude, come on, dog.
That was the most
Are you
unexpected
kidding
shit
me?
of all time.
Are you
Nah,
kidding
bro.
me,
It's
dog?
like origin of Doctor Doom, and then they're like, he's like, y'all need to go get me some buried treasure.
That was
It's like that reminded me of Chappelle Show. He's like, you need to go get some Cambodian breast milk, and I'll open up the studio. It's like, you need to get that Blackbeard treasure for me. I got a time travel device.
how
Yeah, that was
boring
trash, bro.
is
You got
1960?
48 hours, motherfucker. It's like, what? And I'm gonna chill here, and I'm gonna fuck Sue Storm. That's basically what he said.
it was trash, bro.
But how boring? Did you guys read the Namor issue
Yeah.
before that? Okay,
Yeah,
let's.
Shit
I mean,
was
we don't
whack.
need to go through
Oh,
every.
oh my
every
God,
issue, but
he's a prisoner, or he's got a beard. I'm
Like-
gonna oh my God, it's Namor.
these are the
Yeah, that
origins.
was that was so
These
whack.
are the origins
Holy shit.
of some of the most famous
Yeah, it's like
characters
yeah.
of all time.
You know what though? Like, if you really think about it, like none of these like weird ass reveals have ever been done before. So like, to us it might seem lame, but like to the '60s, they're like,
Yeah,
oh my
It-
God, look
We're
at
at some
I
point
had to
we're gonna
read
need
it.
to
I
find
didn't
somebody.
I didn't see that coming.
bro. I really tried. I read it in a '60s accent,
Yeah,
like how they talked in the '50s and '60s. I
it
really
was still, it
tried
was
to.
still whack.
It was yeah. I mean, still.
I
whack.
was really trying to figure out, like, if you were like a young adult teenager back in the day and you read that comic, like, was your mind getting
That's
blown?
what I'm saying.
I'm really
Yeah,
trying
they
to
were.
put myself in that
I
position. and
can't.
I'm
I
like,
can't.
That's
believe
what
it.
I was. That's exactly what I mean. I
the
tried to read
music
it as
that
if I was
out
in
like
that era.
Elvis and shit, right?
But Elvis
Was
is like a live performance. There's something to see there.
Yeah, I know, but it was like all very vanilla. Everything, life was vanilla.
Mhm.
that's true. I mean, because
we're
if you think about, like, Beatles was like rock and roll, remember?
Holy
and then
shit!
like
Yeah, like
that was edgy.
Like, this is not
That
your
was-
parents' music. This is
Right.
Mhm.
this is rocking. The
Bro,
kids are
I
going
guess.
crazy.
All
That's
I have
the
to
time
say
frame.
is, from this point forward, we're not doing any more Silver Age.
No, but I will say, like, it is kind of crazy, like where they went with some of this shit for the time period
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the
that they developed these characters.
Rama Tut.
well, the
the
Doom,
concept of
back
Rama
then.
Tut was dope.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Doom
back in the
origin is
60s,
pretty
it's like-
legit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
I'll
already
give
out on the
them that.
multiverse shit at that
Yeah,
point.
that-
They
yeah.
were already
that's
kind of low
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
and
back
like time
in the day.
travel and
They're like,
Mhm.
Doctor, I created time travel.
Okay,
for
wait,
you
wait,
to
trying
go
to
get
figure
your
out,
treasure."
are you me or am I you?
Wait, stop, wait, hold on. Let's actually talk about the characters and what the bad shit actually is here. Okay, first of all, this motherfucker threw a net the
Yeah, yeah,
size of a
On a building.
skyscraper
yeah.
on a building.
It was crazy.
This is some Austin Powers cornball shit. Let's be honest here. Okay? And somehow this net is so powerful that the thing
Can't break out of it.
can't break out of it.
And then
Right?
he duped these motherfuckers with a fake version of himself.
Right.
And it was like,
Which-
psych, bitch.
Well, the Doombot
trapped.
thing is legitimate, right? Like that. I think
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see that throughout the
No, yeah,
time.
Mhm.
he's
but
he's a high IQ trickster.
But explain to me. So we went backwards, right? We read the Galactus trilogy first, thinking it was going to be dope, but it was not.
dope.
But this dude, Human Torch, flew through space with no oxygen, and in this episode,
This was better than the Galactus shit.
I like
wouldn't-
Annual 2.
I mean, Annual 2 is better than Galactus, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
say 4 through 6 was better than
No.
Galactus.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
But explain to
Galactus
me
shit was kinda
how
whack.
the Human Torch is about to die trapped in that non-oxygen room because he can't flame on, but he can fly through space.
but he could flame on in the Galactus shit.
And
40
then-
episodes, 40 issues later.
The Invisible Girl
He figured it out in 40
away.
issues.
snuck away from Doctor Doom to hit a secret switch.
Yo, there actually is that cornball shit where she is in the diner and is drinking the soda while she's looking for Johnny.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
she
that
freaks
was-
out like a random patron.
There
It's
were
like-
a couple of those.
Yeah.
But
I just
okay,
think it's
and-
corny too how they explain what their device does. Like, oh, I have this ray gun.
The
You
little
know miniature
though?
ray
yeah,
gun.
but you had to do that back then, though.
I feel like that's like a call. That's you can
I
kind
can't-
of
I
get
can't hear you.
the. You can't hear me.
I can hear him.
I can hear him.
Yeah. That's you, bro.
I can't
Can
hear
you hear me? Maybe
anybody.
you muted me.
You,
Is that me?
you tripping out.
Okay,
bro. You
so
got that. You got that South Central internet, bro.
yeah, so LA got the
The LA internet.
Maybe Doctor Doom is using his
Yo, Dr.
technology
Doom using
to
the ray.
jam
Yeah.
his signal.
damn.
Yo, it is pretty tight though. Not to jump like super hell forward, but like the whole mask thing and like him putting it on while it's still hot. Like
Yeah, like they made him a gangster
was dope.
for sure.
that's
That's
that needs to be in a film.
I feel like the annual 2 was way better than the like. I have a note that like he basically built a fucking time machine. He go back in time, but
Yes.
then they reveal they're like, but did you know Doctor Doom has a secret flying jetpack? It's like this motherfucker went back in time, and you're just like, but he has a gizmo.
jetpack.
It's like.
yeah,
Motherfucker, dude, literally just controls time and space. Hello,
Like the level of excitement for the things don't match
yeah,
what
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
supposed to be for.
yeah.
The other thing is Johnny Storm did a near nova explosion, which is basically a star blowing up.
Yes.
And Mr. Fantastic said, make sure you go 1,000 feet in the air to do it so it doesn't harm anybody.
Yeah,
What?
that's dumb as shit.
Also, at the first comic book, they strap the like atomic bomb to the thing's back, and then he just like jumps inside like a whale's mouth, the monster's mouth.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, they killed Namor's like
Yeah,
deep
by just putting a atomic bomb on
deep
his
sea
back.
creature. Yeah,
Bro.
then it's like he's alright.
I just don't understand.
And then motherfucker in number 5 is like, you know what? I'm gonna be Blackbeard forever.
Yeah.
You guys are
He's
good.
like, I couldn't get Sue. Fuck this. Everyone will respect
Yep.
me now.
But hold on. The other thing
Everyone
is...
wants Sue though.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Dude,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
an
I
echo
can hear
now
you.
because you don't have... You need to turn either your volume down or turn your echo switch on. The no echo switch on.
Yeah, everyone be simping for Sue.
But here,
including Namor.
okay, the other part that like drew me crazy, like made me crazy is these fools. She gets she gets kidnapped. They go to his castle, and they won't attack him because he has a tiger.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's the tiger that keeps them at bay.
Well, and,
Like what?
and because he's going to follow through with what he says.
Yeah, but
He's a
anyway,
stand-up guy that just
wait,
kidnapped
okay.
and fucks.
Like, is it sus that like Sue has just a photo of him in the book? That's kind of weird, right? Like,
well,
Namor?
yeah, she had a
So-
picture of Namor in the
Oh
book.
yeah,
Like,
and then
dude.
and then
Do you
and then
guys
Johnny
want-
Johnny burned that shit.
yeah. Do you guys want spoilers or no? Do you guys
Sure, I
care?
don't give a fuck.
Well, so that's an actual thing between Sue
Oh, Namor
Storm
and
and
Sue?
Namor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like they actually are love interests, and
But
Reed
she marries
Richards,
Reed Richards though.
she does, yes, but
Yeah.
she doesn't actually do anything. Like they don't actually do anything, but there's always this
Oh, like
It's-
thing.
sexual tension.
it's known though. It's known. Like even Reed Richard calls it out. Like he's like, do you or do you still care for the guy? And like they have dialogue about her feelings for Namor.
Is
And
it
we'll
is
get
it just
to
like is it just romantic feelings, or do they actually like hook up?
No, they don't. No, they don't actually hook up. At least not in any issue that I've ever read.
So Mr. Fantastic is just using his genius brain and is like, I can tell you want to bone Namor and you have something for him.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
Is this the earliest cuck-like behavior that's been recorded?
I mean, for sure in the Marvel verse.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I mean,
But now I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely more pissed off about how they did Namor in the movie.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm like, this is not even the same shit.
It's not even close. It's not even.
They
close.
should. They needed some like Rico Suave, like fucking.
I mean, he
jacked
lightweight look
dude.
Asian a little bit.
Yeah, he got a weird face structure,
Yeah, he do.
but
It's a
I think
lot.
they're trying to portray that he's like from a different time.
When did they give Namor
know?
the Atlantean stuff? Because I feel like in what we're
They
seeing of
did
him,
in
he's
that,
like
kind of.
no, because he's like, I'm alone in my castle. I have no. He doesn't
He
have his
hasn't
like.
found. He hasn't
Oh, got
found
it, got it.
Atlantis.
He hasn't found his people, but he went
Yeah.
back
Got it.
down to
But
to
also,
go
he
look
just
for
like
them.
he was like, I don't know who I am. I'm a homeless bum, and then he gets the haircut where they burn his hair
And then he
somehow,
remembers it.
and then they throw his ass in the water.
Well, he had to hit the water to remember.
Yeah, he had to like get
Yeah.
basically almost drowned or feel the water, and all of a sudden he's like, I remember, and then he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you because I remember everything.
Because you killed my family.
But I just don't like. So far, we've granted we've only read a couple of stories with the Fantastic Four, so I just based on the Silver Age, because we're gonna get into better stuff. They're not that super, right? Like
No.
they kind of
You-
suck.
Like you got a stretchy dude. You got a dude that can turn into a flame.
I mean,
sometimes.
he's actually like right, like and you
Sometimes.
can douse him with water, and
Yeah,
he's
and then
gone,
it's like he's just gonna fall down, and then hopefully Reed catches him,
right.
Do you know
and then
when?
Ben Grimm's just like
Just hella
I'll
strong.
hit you. And then
When-
Sue Storm
when-
is like, I'm going to steal soda from a diner.
Right. Yes.
And scare people.
Yeah, and
But
scare.
when-
Yeah, like they're
When
gonna be
did they
freaked out.
end up? When do they end up making Mr. Fantastic like super genius? Because at some point they're like, he can elasticize his brain cells, so he has ability to like be smart, and he's like,
You're so. And again, people can correct me because I haven't read a Fantastic Four story in a very long time. Mr. Fantastic doesn't really become Mr. Fantastic until I'd argue like the Onslaught saga, which is mid 90s. So
Okay.
you got to think like this is the first Marvel family. And nobody, honestly, at least not people of our generation, give a shit about Fantastic Four until the mid 90s. And without putting spoilers in, because we'll get there at some point, there's a period where X-Men and Spider-Man are the two like primary franchises, right? And Marvel even toys with getting rid of like Avenger characters and Fantastic Four characters. Obviously they come back, but like this is how non-important the Fantastic Four were, is what I'm trying to point out. But during that period in the mid 90s going into the 2000s, this is where Michael Bendis, the writer, takes over, and you get this crazy run of Avenger characters versus X-Men characters, and this is where what we all know today as far as like movies and how smart and how powerful people are really like flourish. So we'll get there at like mid 90s, 98 is where you start
Yeah.
seeing all that.
what I really like about what we're reading so far, even though it is hella like cringe and kind of like corny, I think like the art is actually really good for its time. Like conceptually, like the art, the composition, like even though it's not like the art's not super fleshed out, I think it all like visually looks really nice. The covers look really nice, and
Yeah,
like
The
it
art,
definitely
the art's ahead of the storyline.
For
for
sure.
sure.
by far.
And I,
For sure.
and I
Like that,
definitely get like comic. It almost feels like I'm watching like Dick Tracy, kind of reading
Yeah.
Dick Tracy, but with like it's got that dialogue, it's got that thing. So I mean, it's not. I mean, it is pretty terrible, but
It is very terrible.
I
So
thought it'd be better if I'm being really
the
honest.
But it
Doom
is-
on the Doom on the Throne artwork is sick in Annual 2.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, all of the
Super cool.
artwork throughout Annual 2 for Doom's storyline was great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's much better than the Fantastic Four art, in my opinion. The best art in the Fantastic Four stories that we've seen thus far is where they drew out the Baxter building, like where they labeled all the rooms and whatnot. I
Mhm.
spent the most time
Oh yeah,
on that
Yeah.
spreadsheet. So, are we done with Silver Age? Can we like just say
Yeah, we can move on.
fuck the Silver Age at this point? I think we're
I mean,
there's
Well,
some
do they
character
reintroduce-
origin stories.
Origins, like there's no redoing of the origin stories after the Silver Age.
No, not
So there's
for
no
90%.
resets.
No.
Okay.
So basically, the only character that actually got a origin story post Silver Age that was originated from Silver Age, I think, is Daredevil. Which I would recommend that we read just the origin story in the Silver Age and then jump straight to Frank Miller's Man with No Fear, Man Without Fear, or something like that. Because in that graphic novel, it's a story in itself, but it also contains his origin story. But as far as the Silver Age stuff, I mean, honestly, I'm okay with skipping all storylines and just reading.
If it's going to be all
origins.
like this, then yeah.
I mean, that's the consensus, right? Like, so we hate the Silver Age. It's over. I cannot read another issue of this. It sucks. Like, I don't know why Stan Lee is like. He might be the worst writer of all time that's ever like graced a pen for Marvel. And I understand he's the creator of this, but he's the worst writer of all time.
yeah, it's trash.
Did he come up with the multiverse idea,
I mean, he
or
had
was it Kirby? Oh wait, so wait, Kirby is the
Kirby
artist,
was
right?
Kirby was the artist,
Okay.
Yeah.
but they had
Yeah, that's what blew me away. I
he
mean,
had
the
parts-
concepts is what blew me away. Like,
Kirby had parts of creating this shit though, so he had
Yeah.
like input.
and
Mm.
he's
And then
he
they
created a
beefed.
lot of characters. So what are we gonna read? What are we gonna read next? Are we done with Fantastic Four for the time being? We're done with Doom. Are you guys okay with jumping into Doctor Strange?
yeah,
What I was telling Austin is that I don't recommend reading any Doctor Strange stories in the Silver Age at all.
is it the same feel?
It's gonna be shit. So I think we should read Doctor Strange, Strange Tales, number 110, which is his origin story, and then jump straight into Triumph and Torment, which is a graphic novel story event. And then we can spend some time and dissect this actual story and put some meat into this conversation about what we actually think of one of the greatest story arcs of all time. And then I know Austin wants to do like Daredevil and Moon Knight, and LA wants to do X-Men. Wants to read about X-Men. wants
There's no pause there.
read about X-Men. So we can figure that out. But the X-Men reading is it's a lot of reading, so we're gonna have to figure out how to skip some of that. Like, I don't really want to read the original X-Men storylines from the Silver Age. I say we pick up at Chris Claremont, where he starts picking up writing.
Claremont era?
He's the Bronze Age era. This is where you get Wolverine, you get Nightcrawler. This is where you get Days of Future Past.
Yeah, you mentioned the Phoenix Saga.
Well, we should read the origin, like the giant size, just to get a feel for all the characters. we can do just like a quick breakdown of where the original characters went, and then from there we jump into Phoenix Saga and then Days of Future Past. So from there we can do like events, because these single issues are starting to warp my brain a little bit, having to read through all these fucking words.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay.
All right. So
Are
what
we
are we
s-
reading for next week?
Cool.
For anyone that's following along.
Doctor Strange, Strange Tales. The story is Strange Tales. It's the title. Strange Tales number 110. And it's Doctor
Okay.
Strange's origin story. And then offline, we'll figure out which pages of the Triumph and Torment event we'll read.
I like the cover of the Strange Tales 110. It's cool.
Actually, I don't even know if that's on Marvel Unlimited. Let me just double check. Hold on.
Yeah, that's the one with the torch on the cover and getting stuck in the mirror dimension thing.
No, not the Strange
Right.
Tales one. I'm talking about the you're right. It's the one with
Yeah.
Torch.
That cover.
But I'm talking about the Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange crossover, Triumph and Torment. Yeah, it is. This is the cover of it. It looks like that. Triumph and Torment.
Okay.
So find that.
Cool.
It's 81 fucking pages, so we're gonna have to split this up a bit.
Oh shit.
But I guarantee you'll enjoy the story. But we can figure out which pages to read offline.
Is Predator Marvel?
I think so, yeah.
From a perspective.
Why? Do you want to read Predator?
No, I'm just curious. I ran across it, but I didn't know if they
Yeah, Predator is Marvel.
All right. I mean, that was short and sweet. Here, I'm gonna stop the recording.
Yeah. All right,
We'll
folks.
see y'all
See you
next
next
week
week.
with the,
Episode 3.
Doctor Strange.